Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Working Man Sports Talk podcast, where we like to talk to other working men about sports. And if you aren't a man, who cares? Welcome to the show. I'm the sixth man, and I'm with the analyst, my co-host, and we are going to talk about the CFP, the College Football Playoff. Been pretty exciting, wouldn't you say so?
It has been. It's just been every game has either been, I hate to say it, either a blowout or it's been very close. There's nothing like in the middle. It's either one or the other. Which those games that are very close, they've been nail biters all the way down to the end. But otherwise than that, it's been fun games though. It's been like teams that you didn't think they were going to get blown out for sure. So
you can look at it. You go over the first round, you knew Texas was going to blow out Clemson. I did.
They didn't blow them out though. It was 38-24.
That's 24, but it's garbage points. Let me see if I can pull up. It was 21-3 at half. And then they got a couple of touchdowns. They got one touchdown in the third, one touchdown in the fourth. It was 21-10 at half. I apologize. 28-10 at half. So it was some garbage time points. So
they scored two more touchdowns in the second half, and they hold Texas down to 10 points the second half. So they did what they're supposed to do, but then again, they didn't pull it off. So that being said, Texas still won.
They rolled them. They rolled them by 3 possessions.
Yeah.
So roll gone. And then we got Ohio State, who just destroyed Tennessee.
Oh, they did. That wasn't even a game. I'm an Ohio State fan, and seeing that game, I was like, yes, this is what we're supposed to be doing all season long. That's supposed to be Ohio State football all season long.
I'm looking at the stats here. I'm looking at Will Howard, what he did: 24 for 29, 311 yards, 10.7 yards a throw, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, a QBR of 98.7. Is crazy.
And that defense was just something else. Defense was just amazing.
It was. And because let's see, can I see that? They shut down that quarterback, man. His average throw was for 3 yards, 3.4 yards, and he only had 104 yards.
He went 14 for 31.
And his QBR was 62.8. So they rolled in pretty quickly. Let's just go through the first rounds here. Oregon had the bye. They're the number 1 team in the country. SMU, we knew they were going to get throttled by Penn State. That's not what we're talking about. Boise State had the bye. Unless you had something you want to say about Penn State, MSU, SMU.
No, that was just no. They just throttled those guys. It wasn't even a game. I thought SMU should never have been in the tournament. That's just me. I don't think they deserved it. They haven't really played anyone that I thought that was a threat that was like any other teams that were in the tournament themselves. So it's
they were 11-3, and did they win their conference? Is that how they got in? I can't remember. I didn't really follow SMU.
I believe they did. They let's see, because they beat Nevada, they lost to BYU. They beat TCU. Florida State, they beat Louisville, Duke, Pittsburgh. Yeah, so they won.
They won their conference. So they got in. They had to work to get in though. So
they didn't win their conference. They lost to Clemson,
and they still got in, which is weird. Then, so I don't know, but 11-3, they were undefeated in conference play, 8-0, 11-3 overall. Clemson was 10-4 and 7-1 in conference. Very weird, but I guess since they were the teams, they had better teams in their conference than the other teams. I guess that would be probably the way that they did it. You could say maybe BYU deserved to be in here the way they throttled Colorado.
You could say there's a lot of teams that could have been in this, but they're learning as this is a brand new thing,
new format, all new format.
I think they should learn and take a little bit from March Madness and how they do their thing. Just because you won your
conference
doesn't mean you get a top rank. Which that's what we saw here. That all the teams that won their conference were basically top ranked. and they
Yep,
got throttled.
they did. And yeah, so and then Notre Dame and Indiana. Indiana, of course, not the conference champ, but got just manhandled by Notre Dame. It's 27-17. They got points at the end. Again, that doesn't really reflect how that game went. Unless you disagree with me, that was just kind of a spanking.
The Indiana game?
Yeah. I mean, they pulled something together at the end, but by that time, it was kind of like
it was too late. It was too late. I mean,
if they got an onside kick, they were touchdown that. But.
I mean, they scored 14 points in the fourth quarter, and by that time, the game was already done. So, I mean, it is what it is. Notre Dame definitely just put a beat down on them. I felt like at that time, Notre Dame was just trying to play the clock. You know, we're not trying to do anything. We're not trying to bust out any big runs. If anything, we're just trying to get the clock played out and just move on to the next game because they already had it in the bag.
Yeah, we're trying to get up out of here, no injuries, control the clock, control the game, be done. But they was kind of risky a little bit because you did see some things that it was just weird. They the onside kick recovery, I believe they got, and they scored off of that. It was just like, oh, well, what's gonna happen? But hey, they pulled away that one. Let's flip it up to the round twos here. See Arizona, Texas, Arizona State and Texas.
That was a great game.
That's been the best game of this whole goddamn thing.
Oh, it has. And what's his name? What's the running back? Cam
Skattebo.
Skattebo.
You got his stats up? You got his stats?
I sure can.
Can you
Cam Skattebo. This man had 30 carries for 143 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also completed 1 pass for a touchdown. That was 42 yards. And he also had 8 catches for 99 yards.
God dang.
So one guy was torching Texas the whole time. They could not stop him.
And this one man kept the team in it. I mean,
this one man basically scored 21 points by himself.
People are saying that he should have been a finalist for the Heisman.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I can't really speak on that. I didn't really watch him play. This is actually one of my first times watching him play. So it's like one of those type of things where it's like, do I think his stock probably went up for the draft if he is going to go to the draft? Yes, I think he'll probably be like a 6th, 7th round pick. But otherwise,
before we got in here, he was waving at. I read that he waved at Jerry Jones.
He waved at Jerry Jones
at the game. He waved at him.
Did Jerry Jones even see the wave?
They waved at each other. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't know. It was he was just saw Jerry was like Jerry, and Jerry was just like
no,
just chilling back. But no, I don't see Jerry Jones doing it. But that's just me.
I mean, that's pretty damn good.
That is pretty damn good.
I mean, he threw a touchdown when his own quarterback didn't.
Yeah. 42-yard touchdown.
I mean, you know what? Let's say he goes pro. He could be a utility guy. He could be like even Deebo Samuel. Who knows?
Nah, he's definitely. I feel like they're 2 different builds.
They are 2 different builds, but I'm saying he's aggressive. Like he can throw, he can run. He's a football player overall.
He's a football player.
Used in the right system, you could have a package called the Cam Skattebo package, and you can run something off of him. I'm not even saying that that's going to work. I'm just saying there's possibilities and stuff. So, and we've seen it work. The
NFL is a different story than college football.
It is, but if they can get it to work, you can get a guy in there like that. Who knows? All right, now let's go. I'll leave the other one for last. Let's go to Penn State, Boise State. Penn State stops Genty, stops Boise State, just destroys that team.
And this right here, it shows you what it is like. I feel like if Arizona State played Penn State, you have the same results of 31-14. They stopped the one man and no one else could do anything else. You stopped the one guy. They stopped Genty and no one else could do anything else for Boise.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the difference, I guess you could say, by conferences. Like you're saying, like Big Ten versus the other conferences, like with the smaller conferences that come in. It's like, hey, what do you do? You know, it's the Mountain West versus the Big Ten. These teams play each other. I'm not even taking shots at Mountain West, but there are different levels to this game. I think people know it. Would it have been cool to see an upset? Yes. Do I think the upsets are brilliant?
All the upsets did happen.
By number, but by level of
ranking.
play. By level of play, though, no.
I'm just
But
saying.
going back at that Boise State record, they did almost beat Oregon the second game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
37-34.
Oregon can't play defense.
Well, Penn State did, and they shut it down. All right. So Penn State rolled them. Good season to Boise State. It was awesome seeing you guys in there. Finally getting some more clout. And tonight's game, Notre Dame and Georgia. I called that. I knew that Notre Dame was going to win. Georgia having their backup quarterback in and just never actually seeming like they were consistent enough.
He didn't do bad though.
No, he didn't.
I don't think.
He didn't do bad at all.
I don't think it was. It was more of their offensive line and their defense.
Oh,
Actually, no. It was their
line was terrible.
It was their offensive line and turnovers. If they didn't do those 2 turnovers that turned into 10 points, right before the half, they only lost by 3. Because Notre Dame's offense could not move.
No. The only thing that moved that offense was that quarterback.
It was the 2 turnovers right before half, and coming out of half, the kick return for a touchdown.
It's about making plays, and they made better plays.
But I'm saying, like, if you look at both offenses, if it came down to both offenses, Georgia had a better offense today in this game.
They had a way better offense.
It's just their offensive line was just crap. And they were dealing with injuries.
Everybody has injuries at this point.
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying, like, that's what it came down to. When you have your right tackle playing left guard.
And Notre Dame's quarterback is a beast.
Oh, Riley Leonard? He is a beast.
Not the best passer, I guess you could say, if we're looking at that, because, like, what he didn't really pass for a lot of yards.
I mean, could he pass, though? Because, like, their defense
their line was getting tore up, too, though. I mean, you roll back. He threw for 90 yards and 1 touchdown. Gunner, what a name. Georgia's quarterback, Gunner Stockton, 20 for 32, 234 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions. Both quarterbacks, 0 interceptions. Difference is one guy, I think, can see the field better. Notre Dame's quarterback has a better running. He's very athletic. You see that guy run, dude? He ran for 80 yards. And he did. Jumped over a guy.
He led his team in rushing. So it's like, what do you do?
And the defense was just fabulous.
So, I mean, it's one of those type of things where I look at this game and I say, if Georgia wouldn't have did those 2 turnovers, they could have had it, but they didn't. Congrats to Notre Dame for winning this game and pulling it off. They have Penn State next. And,
can I ask you a question about that? Did you pick, in our bracket, did you pick Georgia to win that game?
I did.
What a shame.
Like, seriously. Yeah, I was thinking about this. I'm like, all right, Gunner Stockton. Yeah, he's a backup quarterback. But almost on any other team, he probably would have been a starter. If you put him on the Minnesota Gophers, he's a starter.
Absolutely. I'm not disagreeing with that.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have Georgia's quarterback, you have our quarterbacks, or their program, their players, Ohio State's players, Oregon players. Like any of those guys who are backups, they can go to these smaller schools and be starters. Right after that.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, I saw that. I'm like, yeah, is it going to make a difference? Yes, it is going to make a difference. Do I think that it's going to be that big of a difference? Probably not, because they always have a new guy in there every year because the guy's always graduating or going to the pros every year.
See, what I saw was a team that was not the hardest schedule, far from it, but a team of consistency.
Georgia?
No.
Oh.
You're not even letting me talk. Notre Dame. I saw a team that didn't have a harder schedule, but I saw consistency. And I saw after game 2, when they lost
to Northern
Illinois, which, man, that was bad. They got their stuff together, and they won for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, hey, this team shows consistency. And look at the score, 66-7, 28-3, 31-24. 49-7, 31-13, 51-14. FSU, oh my God, 52-3, 35-14, 49-14, and 49-35. Mm-hmm. If you see something about it, they're keeping all their opponents, majority of them, under 21 points.
Yeah, they kept Georgia.
Was it one?
They kept Georgia.
Two teams only scored over 21 points. Nobody else scored more than 21 points on them.
And so far in this playoffs, Georgia and Indiana have kept under 21.
And that goes back to what you said. That defense is really what won that game, making those plays. And then Riley Leonard did step in and make that throw before the half, which was a touchdown, what was huge. So very dominant team, way more consistent than Georgia. And Notre Dame got the win. That's who I picked to win. And I got the perfect bracket so far in a challenge of our group of friends. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
But
the Rose Bowl.
To end this, though, the Rose Bowl.
My team.
Ohio State.
The Ohio State.
Whatever. I picked them to win, too. Destroyed Oregon. They should have destroyed them earlier in the year. Just because minor coaching mistakes and bad game planning, I believe. But I'll let you take on this bad boy because this is your squad.
They came right out of the gate. And my God, Jeremiah Smith is a man among boys out there. Like if he could go to the NFL this year, he would be the number one pick. It was like watching am I like Calvin Johnson type deal. Like he just dominated out there.
Whoa. Don't even come on. Hey. Calvin Johnson. Just
Calvin Johnson.
Just give it a rest. Just talk about
Andre Johnson.
Not even. Come on.
Like this man's out here. He's out here just dominating these cats. And you have Travion Henderson, who only had 8 carries, but for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like the offensively, Will Howard, a.k.a. young Josh Allen.
Is he going to the draft or is he playing another year?
No, he's a senior, so he's going to be going. He's going to probably go to the draft. Most likely he's going to the draft.
Can you read the stats out to me for that game?
He went 17 for 26. 392 yards or 319 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Wow. 0 interceptions?
0 interceptions.
Wow.
Dude,
and that was the Rose Bowl. And if I looked at it, majority of the country on ESPN has Oregon winning.
They did. Not anymore, though. Not anymore because they got blown out. I mean, my God, it was like, what was it, 34-8 at going into halftime? No one saw that coming. I saw that coming. Yeah, it's 34-8 at halftime.
Jeez.
It was one type of thing. And it's funny because they came out of the half and they scored. Oregon did. I know people were like, oh, it might have a comeback. Then Ohio State just matched it. Okay, you score, we'll score. They went back and they scored again, and Ohio State was like, okay, well, there's not enough time left on the clock. We're just going to run out the clock. Cool. No reason to sit there and keep pounding and pulling out plays that we don't need to do and hurt players and stuff like that. They just pound them out. But defensively, man, Dylan Gabriel was running for his life back there. I mean, my God.
He actually had a decent game.
Oh, he had a decent game, but he was running for his life. He got sacked. Let's see here.
You have it?
8 times.
Jeez.
You know how many times Will Howard was sacked?
4.
0.
That's impressive. That changes the game right there.
It does.
See, I didn't get to watch it, so.
Oh man,
I was watching on my phone a little bit, and you got lucky with it. But
I went to B-Dubs and I was watching it. And
I caught the fourth quarter.
My God, that was just. I'm telling you, Dylan Gabriel was running for his life. Remind me, I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Little Giants, when that kid was back there running around in circles and they're just chasing him. That's what it looked like. I was like, holy crap. Or it remind me of, was that Andy Dalton? Or with Cincinnati that one time in the playoffs? Or was that Palmer?
They were chasing him around. Oh, man.
Excuse me.
I can't remember.
Is it Jake Palmer?
Jake Palmer.
I mean, Carson Palmer? I think it's Jake Plummer. Carson Palmer? It could have been. It was one
of those dudes were getting chased. I know what you're talking about.
It was just just nonstop, just go around in circles. And like offensive line was just like watching. Like, literally, that's what it was yesterday. Their offensive line was sitting there just watching. I want to say big shout out to Jaden Fielding, their kicker.
Yeah.
He went 2 for 2 from field goals and 5 for 5 from extra points, scoring 11 points. So that's pretty amazing right there by him, especially since he struggled some a little bit here throughout the season. So yeah,
Big win. Big win.
very, very big win. Yeah, because
Uh,
on the season he went 11 for 15 from field goals. So he made all his extra points, but field goals was a little bit of struggle for him, but he got it together.
Got it done. So I know you're excited about that. Your team is in there, or no, is Ohio State. I have Ohio State winning this thing.
Oh, I have Ohio State winning it all.
I can hopefully pull this bracket off perfectly. My championship matchup is Ohio State and Notre Dame. Who's yours? Ohio State and Georgia?
It was Ohio State and Georgia, but I think it's going to be Ohio State and Penn State.
Will not be happening that way, bud. So I got to say, for the first format of this, I have been enjoying the college football playoff. I can't wait to see more in the future. I just want to say congratulations to all the teams that made it and got to participate and play in this thing, being part of something historic. And, hey, cheers. I don't have any more water left, but cheers to the future of college football, and may it be bright and full of success.
Aye, Captain.
And that's all pretty much all I got to say. I mean, the new future matchups is Texas versus Ohio State, and that's on January 10th at 6:30. And then on January 9th at 6:30 is Notre Dame and Penn State. Definitely should be a great matchup, both games. I'm excited. I have Notre Dame, like I said, winning that, and I have Ohio State winning. And you have Ohio State, and you had Penn State. So it should definitely be good. I have nothing else really to talk about with the college football bracket and this college football playoff. Do you have anything else you want to say about it besides go Buckeyes? Because I know that's exactly what you're going to say.
I mean, I can definitely go on and talk about reason why I feel like Ohio State and Penn State would be there in the championship, but I'll say that for another video.
And that's when we cut off from that, because we are done talking about Ohio State on this video. No, I'm just kidding. But that's all I have to say. Do you have anything else you want to say, sir?
Ohio!
Oh, jeez.
State.
Right. I want to thank you guys.
Ohio State.
All right. I want to thank you guys for listening and watching to the Working Man Sports Talk podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We want to hear from you, and you will hear from us soon. Peace.